a sense of community when you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me.
Welcome to another episode of Small Talk, everyone. Well, my guest today is from Ontario, and we're going to talk about something interesting that I don't know anything about, which is something I always like. Her name, Klaus Noble. Welcome to the show, Christine.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
I'm so pleased that we were able to do this. You know, it's always so wonderful to be able to connect with somebody in another province. So I like that. Now, what you're going to talk about is the Feel Good Institute. Mm-hmm. So what is that?
So the Feel Good Institute encompasses a few things. I do hypnosis and sacred bliss massage. But what I also do, and this is just so dear to my heart, is I offer something called AMP, which stands for Amplified Mindfulness Practice. And
say that again. Amplified what?
Amplified Mindfulness Practice.
Okay.
And what it is I do retreats. Actually, I've just a little wore out. I just did a whole retreat that was absolutely wonderful. I offered AMP at a retreat here recently. And it's about a 1 hour session, maybe a little bit longer, with 3 parts: intuitive movement, and a progressive muscle relaxation, and vocalization. So you relax your mind, mm-hmm. and then you relax your body, and then we get connected with everyone else in the room, and you kind of lose yourself in that connectedness. And I mean, there's all kinds of things going on in the brain and the body. And yeah, it's absolutely wonderful. And I'm always so honored to have people come into my sessions. And I'm now moving into the space of I'm teaching people to become facilitators of AMP.
Right.
So I'm just so thrilled to see it, spread out.
Yeah, for sure. So what are some of the things people experience during this?
So it's an unusual combination. People say they feel so relaxed, but they also feel motivated, inspired. We'll pick a different theme. So there'll always be a theme. And if the theme is, let's say, forgiveness, or the theme could be rising up. I was just at a women's retreat. So it was female empowerment and, bonding. And so my theme was, She Rises. That was the name of the retreat, She Rises. And just stepping out of your comfort zone. I might have calm and relaxed, whatever my theme is, that it will all play into that, and especially how you feel. Sometimes I do them in the morning, and it's like, it's all about waking up in the morning and going out and planning your day, and stepping into the flow of things.
Right. Okay.
So many people tell me they feel relaxed, exhilarated, empowered, nurtured. I have all of these words coming back to me. I do play a drum during part of it, which seems to be people's favorite part.
Yeah.
I do a progressive muscle relaxation, and we say positive affirmations in your own mind to the drumming until you just go into nothingness. So yeah, I absolutely love it. Can you tell?
Yeah, very well. That's what's so enjoyable when I do interviews with people who really enjoy what they do. It really comes across.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really do. I have so much passion for it, and I've started to train other facilitators to do it, and I just can't wait to go to an AMP session that somebody else has facilitated.
Okay, so what made you decide to go into that?
Well, it's a little bit of a long story. How it all came together. It came together over 20 years. My background is a hypnotist. I'm a hypnotherapist.
Okay.
And also teaching hypnobirthing. So, and the words, and I'm a children's author as well. So the power of our words, the spoken word, and how the words that we use make a difference.
Right.
And so what better way to shift of using words to music? So there's the musical part of it, and then moving your body. So intuitive movement is closing your eyes and letting your soul dance. You're not worried about choreographed or how it looks, you know?
Yeah.
And so it came to me, I had a bit of a hiccup in life. I had sold a business and I had started another business, and then they defaulted on that and I got it back.
Oh gosh.
So now I'm like, and I was angry, and I didn't want to have to deal with anything. And there was a song that I played, and it was all about gratitude. And then I closed my eyes and I just started just like moving to it, and it shifted my whole perspective. And I would go in and take charge and, jump right back into that business. And I thought, well, this is kind of cool. Like this is even better than affirmations, is singing and dancing to affirmations and just, switching my perspective, on many different levels. And then that was like the little spark that started something a little bit more. And I also teach meditation, and and then it just kind of in my mind started growing.
Right.
And it evolved. I had different names for it until we decided on Amplified Mindfulness Practice. And here I am.
That's really interesting. I love it, right? I love that progression. It's always moving forward, what you got and where you were and then where you are. It's really awesome. And that's, I think, when you experience that, that's what helps you, I imagine, enable to help people move forward, right? Yes.
I remember another little piece to it is sometimes I teach English in Turkey, and there was a yoga studio close by the school where I was teaching. And I thought, I'll just go see what's there. Nobody spoke English there, but they had yoga downstairs, and they didn't have yoga. They had something else, meditation. I'm like, oh, I'll see what it is. They gave us a yoga mat and they gave us blindfolds. I'm like, okay. So I don't speak Turkish, so I'm just trying to follow along, and we had to put these blindfolds on, and I'm peeking out to see what everyone is doing, and the music starts and they're just kind of shaking it off. I'm like, okay, I can do that. And then the music stops and it goes louder, and then I see people just like thrashing like all over. I'm like, okay, I can do that. And then the music stopped again, and then they played softer music, and you laid down on the mat. And I'm like, well, that was really cool. Like I figured it out not knowing the language. And I thought, I love these 3 different parts of 3 different things. And that also, was a little seed. All these little seeds planted this beautiful garden that grew into AMP.
That's really cool.
On my travels.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know what happened to my background. It just went kind of dark for a moment there. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
So but I'm just sort of interested too, because you were in Turkey. Like, why Turkey to teach English? Like, that's kind of interesting.
It's such a beautiful country with absolutely amazing people. Like the people there are so beautiful. And I'm sort of attached to one school and the whole family. And it happened like in 2000, way back. The first time I went with my father.
Right.
And I brought my mom, I brought my aunt and uncle, I brought my niece over the years, and I teach in programs and at the school. And I'm just considered a guest teacher, but I've obviously taken courses to do this.
Right.
And then I actually developed my children's books while I was there. So they're sort of, well, they are. My one book, Andrew, Where Are You, was about teaching prepositions. You don't have to know that to enjoy it, but that was like, how can I make, prepositions fun? So that's how that all started. My children's books, and there's so many things that are all combined, and all these opportunities that we have. And, I just believe that sometimes somebody opens a door for you and you can choose to step through or not. Like, it was really scary for me to go, and some of the things that I thought were true or that I believed that weren't true at all. And I went and found out for myself, and they're just absolutely lovely, lovely people.
That's nice to hear. Yeah, I think it's unfortunate the things we hear about other countries that are not necessarily true, right? and
Yeah,
travel.
and it goes both ways too. Like they've heard things about us, that weren't true. And so I just cultural experiences,
Yeah,
when you really get to know the people in that culture, it changes everything.
I agree with you. I agree 100%. My son lives in China, and I've been to China a number of times. It's like, whoa,
Wow,
that's so cool, right?
it is.
I mean, it's still a communist country, and you know that, but at the same time, you look around, and for me, when I travel, you have to be open, I think, in order to travel, right? To see.
You have to be, yes. Mm-hmm.
That's the learning
Well,
is we wish all kids would be able to travel, with their parents set up, whatever, be able to travel to different countries to learn rather than learning what you hear.
oh, I so agree. I really hope my grandchildren, do a lot of traveling. It just, yeah. And also just to see a different perspective and a different way to do things. And, I remember a young boy came and stayed with us when he was young. And I understood the language he was speaking. And he was saying, oh, that's stupid. That's stupid. That's stupid. And I went, hey, nothing's stupid. It's different.
Different. Yeah.
It's different, you know?
Yeah.
And then we still laugh about that. Now he's a 40-year-old man. We still kind of laugh about that. And, but yeah, he had a whole different understanding. And, sending my kids to Europe when they were younger, like they came home with a whole different perspective.
Yeah, it's such a good learning experience. So the book you said, Where Are You, Andrew? Is that the name of your children's book?
I have 4 children's books.
Okay.
Ooga Booga, Andrew, Where Are You? Can I Please Have a Pet? And one more, I just lost it.
It'll come to you. Are these
Yeah.
all teaching books?
Well, only if you teach ESL would you see that. Oh, and Terry Remembered. That's my last book,
Okay,
Terry
right.
Remembered.
Yeah.
But they don't have to be used for that.
Mhm.
When I first was teaching, I sent a message to Robert Munch and asked him if he has any books that he could help me set up a little library. And he sent me a box of books. And then I said, I'd like to write some books. And we were like emailing back and forth, and he was so supportive. And
Yes.
I'm like, the idea, honestly, I didn't even know that he was really big because I didn't have little kids at the time. My sister
Right.
did. And she's like, oh my gosh, Robert Munch emails you? And I'm like, yeah, I call him Bob. Like, I didn't know. And he was so supportive. So in my children's books, you will actually feel that Munchonian kind of
Okay.
feel to them
Right.
because his books work so well. So yeah, like the repetitiveness is the same in my books. Yeah.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah. Just again, you don't know unless you try.
Yeah, for sure. But I was just thinking about like as you said, when you're right, you're interested in writing this book, you contact somebody who you don't know is a famous author. What a great experience, right?
I know. Like, yeah. And he sent me a box of books to start a little library at the school.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I still have the book here he sent to me.
Very good. Yeah, very
And
good.
unless you try, you don't know.
You don't know. That's like I invited, we have a mayor, I like other place. I invited him to my show, and somebody said, "How did you get the mayor on the show?" And I said, "I asked him." It's like you said, you don't know until you try, right? And people as a rule are pretty good, I think, for helping.
Well, yeah. And so like I write lyrics. So I have a new title, a lyricist. I didn't even know that was a word 3 years ago. Lyricist. So I wrote some lyrics and I handed them out because I do AMP. I wrote what I thought would be the quintessential lyrics for AMP. And I gave them to people who I know that sing. Some people are a little bit more well-known than others.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they ignored me or rejected me. But I pulled in to do AMP one day and I checked my email and there was this lovely being, Candy Didsmore, and she did a rough recording of the lyrics that I sent her. And I thought, wow.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. I used that song all weekend during AMP. It's called Expanding. It's you'll find it on Spotify. And so I wrote the lyrics, but Candy did all the work.
Right.
She, her voice and the music. And yeah, so
Marvelous.
people say, how do you get people to produce your music? I just put it out, for She Rises. I wrote some lyrics and I sent it out. And then next thing you know, I'm at a recording studio with 12 women who are singing it. Like,
oh my God.
You just like put it out there. Who knows?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It was like this theme song from a show. I have a friend, she's a musician. I said, would you write a song for my, show, from a show? She said, sure. And I said, I wanted to do it, but, something to says what I do, to say what I do. And it ends up being about Chilliwack and, where I live and all this stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, that is so cool, Rev. Thank you.
Perfect.
Yeah. And it's when they offer these things to you for free, like as in a, I don't know how to explain it, like in a friendship kind of way, right? Here it is. You have this idea. So they're going to take it and make it up and then give it back to you, right?
For sure. I think I'm just an ordinary, everyday person, and I'm asking ordinary, everyday people to collaborate with me, and we are having fun and we're creating things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, does life get better than that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like being in that recording studio with 12 other people, like women who were singing, who were also a part of She Rises. Wow. And it was like, and then singing it this weekend in a group. Yeah, I couldn't, because like my face was Niagara Falls.
Oh, that is so cool.
I'm just so amazed at this process. I know the law of attraction. I know it works, but when you feel it, you're kind of like humbled, like, yeah. And then you think like, where did this come from? Like, one of the times I got out of the shower and I had this idea and I wrote it down, and just sent it out real quick, because sometimes I just erase things like, no one's going to like that. But how do you know?
And, I call it like magic. It's like when I interview people, for instance, and they share things with me, to me, that's like magic that you're willing to do that,
Yes.
That same feel, I think, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean,
so wonderful. It really is.
We share all of, and I think like if you're a creative, and not everyone is, but if you're a creative, like, you also really appreciate other people's creativeness.
For sure. Yeah.
And to be able to, so I have not yet mastered a singing voice, maybe someday, but I haven't yet. And so I could say, like, just because I don't sing doesn't mean I can't write lyrics, right?
That's true. Absolutely.
Yeah. And somebody maybe who has a great singing voice, maybe they don't play a musical instrument, or maybe they're not a writer, so we can collaborate.
Yeah.
So
and we know people who play instruments and can't sing, right?
You're right. Yes.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Yeah, I think and I find more and more that women are collaborating. We're not that air of competition that I used to feel like 20 or 30 years ago. I don't feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like, yes, let's create something. Let's do something together.
Be supportive. So getting back to just for a second for the Feel Good Institute now, there's a website, right? People can go and find it. I will share, I will make sure people can see that, so they can look it up and find out when your sessions are or how they work, right?
Yeah. So I do have a training that's starting next month.
Okay.
And it's in a Facebook group. So if you want to become a facilitator, so if you're at a different time zone and I come on live and you've missed it, you can just watch it when you can. So there's that flexibility. If you come on live and ask questions, that's always good, but you can just ask questions and I'll answer them in the group. So it's of course, www.feelgoodinstitute.ca.
Right. Okay. I'll make sure that people see it written down as well. Right. So it always makes a big difference for some people to see it that way. So what else is you, I don't even know if I should ask this, because what else are you doing that we haven't talked about? I mentioned it that way because it's just like a lot of people, you seem to be like a lot of creative people, that you have a lot of different things going on.
I do. I also write in the adult genre. I have co-produced a book that's just fun. And I wasn't the writer because we have different writing styles, but I collaborated, and Trisha Damore, she was the writer, and she's fabulous. And so that's on Amazon. And that's called 5 Questions. And I'm working on another book that I'm writing, and I'm not sure if I'm going to actually put it into print form, or am I going to put it on YouTube and read it myself, because I'm a storyteller, right?
Right.
So I might just tell the story on YouTube, and I'm having a lot of fun with that.
Right.
And so and the lyrics and some poetry sometimes. And I have fun with paint. In my practice here, I do something called Sacred Bliss Massage. And when people are really come in stressed, I have them create paintings with just their breath. So just we put some paint on, and they move the paint only with their breath in into 4, out to 6, and moving the paint and creating art with the breath.
Right.
And I really enjoy that too. I mean, to see people relax and be able to buy the supplies and take it home and share it with their family. Yeah. Keep it going.
That's really cool. That's really, really interesting. I mean, so many different things that you do that you're into. And that's why I want to, explore a little bit more, right? Because the more you talk about to a person, the more you find out what they do. And it's just so fascinating. So
yeah, I sometimes think I have a boring life.
Not to me.
But yeah, I don't. My husband works in Alberta, so I'm back and forth to Alberta as well.
Okay.
I'm leaving on the 20th to go to Alberta. Right. And but that'll be ending soon, and I'll be here more. And
Very good. Well, we're going to end it there, but just stay on camera. Okay. So everybody, you've been listening to Christine Klaus Noble, and I'm going to share her information. So check it out. A lot of people are we live in this time when a lot of us are stressed about everything, like the environment, and there's a lot of hate going around. Sometimes you need some way to get yourself out of there. And I think what Christine offers us might be a really good way. So check it out, everybody. And I want to just thank everybody for watching the show. Hope you can continue to do so. Take care, everyone, and peace out.
A sense of community, Chilliwack's a place to be. A sense of community where you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me. It's multicultural, you're sure to see it all. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see. Come party in the park, go dancing after dark. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see.